your bitting sequence will never be, very, very rarely be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. It all depends on the tolerances, the machining of the lock and of the pins. So let's pop. They can roll away from you. You do have to be very careful with them. Sometimes it is easier using your fingers with springs. There we go. It can be quite fiddly. There we go. One of our little grub screws has just pinged off. Oh, there it is, straight into the lock. So you do have to be careful. They are very, very fiddly. Even when you've done this 100 times, it is still fiddly. There we go. We got there in the end. So when you're doing this, make sure you've got a nice clean work surface. So when you do drop stuff, it's a lot easier to find. Let's get this back up in here. Get our tension tool. And then we're now going to have a little look to see what we find. It feels like number 3 is now binding. We're gonna, there we go, we felt a little tiny click then, so we're going to leave that. Number 2, see we've got a little bit more of a turn on the core then. And number 1. So you just effectively keep adding pins until you know, each time you successfully complete a pin count. So once you've done number 1 a few times, pin number 2, you've got 2 pins, number 3, and so forth and so forth and so forth. And then once you've mastered all of those, you can then move on to security pins. So spool pins are one of the more common to do. We shall quickly visit spool pins now. Let's find one. There we go, we're just going to dig one out. We're just going to do it on number 1. There we go. Let's dump our pins out. Don't forget to put your key pin back in. That is your standard. And that is your key pin. Again, make sure it is in the correct orientation with the pointy side facing down. Grab a hold of your spool, pop that in there, then your spring. I forget, sometimes you just got to give the lock a little wiggle just to make the pins fall down, and then get your grub screw and nip it up. Again, you don't have to go too tight. So let's see how this behaves now. There we go. So we're going to have a feel around. We should still have to do number 3 first. Spool will usually be the last pin to do. Again, just take it nice and easy. There's always going to be moments where you think, I may have just overset that. So quickly do a reset. So it's not a sprint.